join us. We're going to go and stop at Barcelona real quick. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't really know what time you guys are watching, but welcome back to the FabuPRO online course. My name is Zuleika. The power of God is upon you. Today we will be talking about business. And yes, I am going to warn you guys, there is extremely lots and lots of talking. So be sure to have your notebook and take notes. We are going to be talking about lots of tips on how to get your business started, what apps you can use for your business, and lots of more information. So be sure to take that pen and notebook out. The information for this test is only going to be available for the members of the FabuPRO Facebook group. So be sure to check out the links below. We are almost done with the course. It is almost coming to an end. And remember, there's a lot of you that are practicing on the sponge and now you guys are moving on to live models. Please, it is very important for you to not move on to live models until you are completely sure that you are ready to start a live model. It could be very dangerous if you are doing like a live model and you are not ready. So please, we are asking you to not move on to live models until you are ready. As always, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and make sure to click that notification button so that you are notified whenever we post a video. Simple as this. You become your own boss. You work your own hours at your own pace and you're making at least 50% profit all to yourself. Let's say you do a classic set for $75. $37.50 is going to go towards profit, and then the other $37.50 you're going to be spending materials for eyelash extensions. That may not seem like a lot, but it's a classic set. Let's say you have a much more voluminous set that you do, like a Russian volume or a hybrid set. The hybrid or Frisky Wispies is at a value of about $130. You're making profit at least $65, $32.50 an hour. That's really good. I don't like to count the tip on there. You shouldn't rely on tip. That's something that should be coming willingly. Once you start your own business, it would be a better idea if you bought your products in bulk. Why? Because it saves you more money, and with all those products you could be doing way more sets. One of the things that is extremely important, you should always have all the products that you need for each and every guest. You don't want to be like, oh my god, oh, you said you wanted the hybrid set, but I don't have any 3Ds in the size that you wanted. That's very unprofessional. It's better to overstock on certain things rather than not having enough of what you do need. Some people are very particular in what they want. They want the same exact set each single time. So you have to make sure that you do respect what your guest wants. Some people, when they want a certain set and you don't have the set that they want, or you don't have the materials that they need for that set, they will go elsewhere. Now, in terms of prices, you want to make sure that you have the correct prices in your area. You don't want to be extremely overpriced, especially as a beginner, because you don't want people to feel like, oh my god, that's very expensive. You can go ahead and up your prices once you feel that you have become at an expert level. In order to pick what prices you want to use for your business, I would suggest to look at other places around you. Look at the cheapest places. Look around as well for prices in the most luxurious places, and kind of balance your prices. We are not one of the cheapest places, but we are also not one of the most expensive places. Why? Because we want to stay right in the middle. We want to find a medium where our clients are happy and they are able to afford our service, even though it is very high quality product. A lot of other salons, they are home-based, so they do have a inexpensive price. But as of a salon, we are one of the most inexpensive salons around the area. Now, just because you want to have an inexpensive service does not mean that you want to go for the most inexpensive around your area. Why? That might be good for your clients. They would love that you are the most inexpensive, but is it profitable for yourself? Are you going to be spending a lot of money in products, and are you making a profit? Just think about those things, because you want to create an inexpensive service, but you also have to remember that these products that we use here at FabuPRO, they are high quality, and you want to be able to make a profit out of that. You want to be inexpensive, but you also want to make sure you are making at least that 50% profit. We do test our own products. We make sure that they are the best for ourselves before we even launch these products. Personally, I like to test out the products, and if I don't like working with them, then we do not launch them. Have you ever gone to a nail salon and you're like, oh my god, they're so cheap? And then after you're done with their service, you're like, oh, that's why they're so cheap. Literally, that's how our brain works. We go somewhere, we're like, oh my god, they're so cheap, I want to go there. And you're like, wait, why are they so cheap? You don't want them to categorize your service as cheap. You want it to be affordable, but very high quality at the same time. Now, the prices that you are presenting to the public, you want to make sure that they do resemble your quality of work. If you are a beginner, you want to make sure that you're starting at a much more inexpensive price rather than very expensive. For example, our classic set is $75. If I was a beginner, I would start with promotion. You can do a promotion giving at least a $20 off coupon. You want to make sure that you still have your prices set. My prices are $75 for a classic set, $100 for a volume set, you know, things like that, and then you can put, but our sale prices are $50 for a classic set and $75 for a volume set. You want to set your prices at a certain amount, but then if you are a beginner, you want to offer a sale price just so that they feel like, oh wow, so this is their actual price, but they're giving it for a less expensive price right now. So you just want to make sure that you give your service that quality price, and if you're a beginner, you want to make sure that you do provide a sale price. So there is different things that could change your price points. Let's say that you are starting your business at home. You want to make sure that your price kind of represents that, because you don't want to have a classic set for $100 if you are at the comfort of your home. Now, aside from having the place of work clean, making sure your tools are nice and clean as well, you also want to make sure that whatever music that you're playing for yourself or your guests is also very clean in language, as well as yourself. You don't want to be cussing. You want to treat your home or your salon as any type of other work or job. When you're at a different job, they will expect from you to have very nice, clean language. They don't want you cussing, even if you're just joking. They want you to be as professional as possible, speaking that way or putting any music that's talking about, you know, things that shouldn't be talked about in a professional way. That does take away from your professionalism. So you want to make sure that you're always as professional as possible, just so that you can give yourself that type of respect. If you are providing that very nice, welcoming atmosphere for your guests, reviews and word of mouth, that is one of the most effective forms of promotion. You don't have to worry about paying Google or paying Facebook for ads or Instagram. If you have that you can count on people referring you to their friends and family, that is really one of the most important things that you need to watch out for. If you're not providing a place where your guests feel comfortable, they will not refer you to others. You want to make them feel like they're in a place that they can relax, where they can feel safe, and where they can feel that type of professional communication. Another way to promote your services is taking pictures. Everyone's pretty visual. Everything around us is most likely social media, internet-based. If they hear about your work, they're gonna like it as well, but it's not the same from hearing of work rather than actually seeing the work. And you wanna refrain yourself from taking pictures from just one angle every single time. You wanna make sure that you're taking side views, you're taking front views, other side views, as well as looking down, as well as, you know, just putting those pictures out there so that people can see them. These are one of the most important. Google reviews, or just reviews in general, word of mouth, which is one of the most important ones. Visuals. You want to put your pictures out there. Remember, doing eyelash extensions is a very luxury service, and you don't want to provide bad quality of pictures. You can get lighting just pretty much anywhere. You can also get a ring light or a couple lights from Amazon, or even Walmart has a couple lights that you can buy. People, they do like to see visuals. They also like to see clear visuals. It's not the same thing looking at a blurry picture or a picture that doesn't have enough light, rather than looking at a picture that has really nice quality light as well as very nice and clear. You want to make sure that you do have a business name. For a business name, I know that it's a little difficult because sometimes we really don't know what we want to do, and sometimes we're thinking that certain names could not be good enough, or they're corny or things like that. You want to make sure that you pick something that is true to yourself, as well as picking something that is just neutral. This service is for pretty much anybody, women, men, anybody really. They love to get their lashes done. So you want to make sure that you're picking something that is understandable by the audience and something that other people could relate to as well. Now, once you have a business name, you want to be able to start your social media platform. Social media has grown so much, and it is one of the most important things that you will need to be able to help your business grow. You can put pictures up, as we spoke earlier, like I said, reviews. This is all social media, and you want to make sure that you have that platform. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything that you could possibly have out there to promote your services. At the beginning, you don't want to pay for any type of app or anything like that, just because you are starting, and you want to make sure that you are getting that profit rather than paying more and having more expenses than what your profit actually is. I know that I have been talking so much about everything that you need to do, but everything that we're talking about, I'm telling you, it's going to help you become a better business. Scheduling is also one of the other things that are very important. You want to make sure that everything that you're doing is very nice and organized. Scheduling, for example, you can use some free apps. Google Calendar, there's some other apps that you can use as well. We like to keep all of our guests, their names and their phone numbers, just in case. So as you are booking people, there will be a point in time where you will be getting overbooked. And let me tell you, this is actually a very good thing. This means that you are doing an amazing job and people want you. That is something to look forward to. But something that I would highly suggest is definitely start booking people with deposits. Why? Sometimes there will be moments where you just have all these people wanting to come in and you are already completely booked. And other people are calling you and you can't get them in, and you feel so bad that you can't get them in. But that same day, somebody calls and cancels the appointment, and you don't even have a deposit. That's going to be so upsetting. There's other people that are trying to get in, and there's like literally nothing you can do because it's either too late for that person to come in, or you were just not able to communicate that with them right away. That is one thing that I really suggest. You can book them either 50% deposit, or you just want to select a specific fee that you want to charge. That secures the spot. If somebody is not responsible, they're not gonna want to pay a deposit. So that's a good thing that you are attracting responsible people into your salon or your business. Now, we do want to attract responsible people to our business. If you want responsible people, you need to be responsible and you need to be able to reflect that to others. As a business owner, you need to be responsible. You cannot be canceling appointments, you cannot be changing appointments last minute. You need to be someone who is reliable. Let's say you made a mistake and for example, you have a guest that didn't like the work that you did or the set that you created. You should be responsible enough to be able to fix that problem or that issue and make that guest 100% comfortable. You want to take responsibility for this mistake due to the fact that if you do fix it, I'm pretty sure that that guest would not hesitate in returning. Just remember, you always want to ensure guest satisfaction. As a business owner, you have to make sure that you are also protecting yourself, your client, and your business. And basically what the consent form says is that the guest is not able to make any claims of any sort against you and your business as well as the service that you are providing due to the fact that the guest is signing this consent form willingly. The consent form also says that you are able to take pictures of them and your work. So there are many ways of payment methods, and obviously one of the biggest ones is cash. Just remember, if you are accepting cash, make sure that you keep receipts just because you want to be able to report these at the end of the year for tax purposes. Now, if you don't have a cash register, you can go ahead and purchase one of those pad invoices just so that you can have like a physical receipt that you can actually give to your guests and keep a copy of that. Now, you can also take payments via card, Quick Pay, Apple Pay, Square, PayPal. There's a lot of free apps that you can use. Obviously, I would not invest in anything that you have to pay at the beginning unless you are certain that you would be able to afford these services. I know that was a lot of rambling and I'm exhausted, and I'm pretty sure that you're exhausted of listening to me as well. I just want to encourage you guys that even though starting your own business requires a lot of paperwork, you have to organize your workplace, and you also have to just do a lot of things that you kind of don't count on at the beginning. Little by little, you guys will be able to take this on, especially if you have that determination. So just keep on, and I promise that everything that you guys put your mind into, you guys will be able to do. As you start your business, make sure that you guys are always responsible and organized. These are two of the most important things that you could possibly do to have an easygoing business. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so that you guys are notified whenever we post another video.